Happy Monday, everyone. This is your boy Sean with BlueRidgeSilverhound, and we have another Monday market coin report for you, this time for the week ending December 6th, 2020. We are not long for many more Monday market reports for the year 2020. I would say in numismatics, this has been kind of like one of my highlights of the year, considering, with COVID-19 going around and the show circuit just literally at a standstill. I just learned the other day that the Florida Fun Show, which normally kicks off the year in January, has been canceled. Okay, which is sad. That is a very notable show that happens every year, and it's hard. It's hard when you don't have the community to get everyone packed into this event in Florida, in Orlando, I believe, to be able to, make some deals on coins, be passionate about the hobby. So I'm hoping that with the new round of vaccines to help contain COVID-19, that we are going to be, hopefully by mid-year, able to see more gathering events. All right. And I think we could all certainly use coin shows and things of that nature, or even coin meetings too. If you have a local, society or whatever the case may be that shares coins and the knowledge of such, I'm going to say that I am probably overdue for one of these, and I can't come fast enough. So let's see what happens. But anyways, all in all, I would say the Great Collections has done a fantastic job continuing on the just the overall weekly coin auctions and sales. They have been fantastic. Ian Russell does a great job with the website and with his company, so much so that I'm blessed to do this video every week. So greatcollections.com. If you haven't checked them out yet for all of your typeset needs, definitely a place to go to. I would certainly check them out for sure. I can't stop spending money from that place. But in any event, we have the most notable modern post 1900 coins showcased for you in this week's Monday Market Report. I'm happy to bring this to you, and most importantly, thank you everyone for your show of support this year. It's been kind of crazy, as you guys know. But if I'm able to muster up enough energy to do this for you guys, then that's all that matters. So we're going to go ahead and dive right in to some of the most relevant coins to sell this week. Starting out with probably the most unlikeliest of coins to even make the list. And it's a 2012 Philadelphia Struck Lincoln Shield set. All right, so everybody's a little bit indifferent on this particular design and series. Me personally, I like it. I think it's grown on me more, only because I think the reverse design on this coin is really a nod, a throwback to the early 1900s of what I would consider to be like a design that you would see on these type of coins. So yeah, I've grown to love these a little bit more. But this is a strange addition to the Monday Market Report. But once I tell you exactly why it's even on here in the first place, you'll understand. So generally, coin sales are divided in a couple different ways. Okay, you have your investments. Okay, you have people that invest in high-grade coins. They invest in older coins, rarities, that sort of thing. You also have the group of people that participates in registry sets through NGC and PCGS. So that's another crowd that gets into stuff like this. And then you have your armchair kind of collector, like you and I would say certainly fits under that umbrella. We're neither, all about the high grades, and we're not all about, the investment. We're doing it as kind of like an outlet. So for this particular coin, this is strictly registry set written all over it. Because of its grade, it's a PCGS Mid-State 68 Plus. Full red example, and for that reason, it sold for $984.38. A little word of caution: if you are going to get into grading moderns, keep in mind ultra moderns like 1980 and up is extremely, extremely tough. The graders are a lot more tougher on this particular 3-decade kind of like time frame above all else. So anything from 30 to 40 years ago and newer tends to be graded a little bit more stringently. All right, so this is one of those coins. I mean, it's a clean example. It's so rare to see one without the carbon spotting and the white spots that you see on these and little nicks and stuff. So it's definitely worthy of the grade it currently has. So they're almost $1,000, believe it or not. And it wouldn't be a Monday market report without at least adding in one zinc-coated steel cent. This coin has a distinction of being kind of like one of the most interesting one-off type coins in numismatics. As you guys know, the U.S. Mint was rationing off both nickel and copper, so they went and did alternative metals for their coins during this period in time. This is one of them. This one right here is a Denver minted example. Now, it's an extremely high grade. I think I highlighted the San Francisco one that graded a 68 plus as well last week. This one right here is also a 68 plus. It's a CAC backed coin. And this one sold for as much as a brand new car, $26,437.50. Yeah, that's hard to imagine too. It's as popular as apple pie, that's for sure. The next one that we have here is a quite attractive coin. It's a 1938D Lincoln wheat cent. Denver coins are generally really well struck, so I'm not worried about the strike on these particular coins. But this one has some pretty original eye appeal. Okay, you got that yellowish toning that encompasses all of the periphery on the obverse, and you see it also in the reverse of the coin as well. Now, it is an NGC graded Mint State 67 plus. It's got the star for the eye appeal, full red, and it's also CAC certified. So this one right here is more than likely a registry set coin. And this one sold for $1,819.12. And if you were looking to really dig in deep with some investment quality and registry quality coins, Lincoln Cents of the 19 teens might be the place for you. All right, these are coins that are generally really well struck. These have a lot more character. They have a lot more definition, a lot more texture. As you can see the flow lines into fields, which makes these just absolutely amazing. This one right here, PCGS Mint State 67 plus, and it sold for $10,125. It says a lot when a coin like this, a Philadelphia coin, might I add, that sells for more than a 1909 SVDB in a nice high grade. So, it just goes to show you the importance of coins like this in the hobby. All right, we're up to nickels, and I'm going to say this. This 1951 Jefferson nickel probably has some of the strongest reverse strike that I have seen in quite some time. Now, as you guys know, I'm always ultra critical of these 1950s nickels because a lot of them are so poorly struck. And I've seen some pretty marginal, full steps coins in the past, coins that were already certified in a PCGS or NGC slab. But it's always a nice treat to see something that truly is worthy of a full steps moniker. So that's this one right here. It's also a 67, which doesn't hurt. This one sold for $6,530.62. All right, so we only had the one Jefferson, but we have a trio of Buffalo nickels I think you guys will like. As a matter of fact, we have 4 of them, not 3. Starting out with a very common date 35D. Now, the big hot button to this one is its numerical grade. It's a Mint State 67. It's a registry set quality piece. It's got pretty good luster. You really didn't have to worry too much about the strike on these 1930s Buffaloes. This one sold for $7,143.75. Now, the mid-20s were very notorious for just really bad strikes. Okay, not just on Buffalo nickels, but we also saw the byproduct of just a quality control less environment of the mid-1920s, the Lincoln Cents. We saw a lot of really bad, crappy strikes in those coins as well. But just take a look at this. I mean, we got die deterioration all over the place. We got some pretty heavy flow lines on both the obverse and reverse of the coin. However, this is a mint state 64 and is a Denver Mint coin. All right, so it's got a little bit of that extra rarity to it. Otherwise, it's a coin that normally is available in circulated grades for at a minimal cost. This one right here sold for $1,631.25. Here's a really clean 24, okay, and a stark contrast to that 25 we saw before it. This one has just tons of eye appeal, lots of great luster. The highest points of the coin feature a lot of just not wear, but the weakest strikes, like on the this hair area here above the braid, and then the foreleg of black diamond right there. It's just that's just the norm for something like this. But just a really nice, solid presentation piece for a registry set. It is a 66 plus through PCGS, CAC certified, and this one brought home $3,178.12. We got another beauty here, this time a 17S. This one right here, compared to the last coin, doesn't look all that fantastic with all of the little planchet nicks and stuff, but there was extra consideration given to tougher date pieces. This coin in itself exudes all sorts of originality. The luster is pretty good. I will say this has got some pretty strong die clashing here underneath the buffalo's jaw area or chin area, which is pretty common on these. San Francisco Mint, just overall tough, lower mintage, lower survival rate. This one sold for $19,848.38. No doubt about it, this is going to slot really nicely into a high-end registry set, or it could be a very, very nice, acceptable investment piece. We have one dime on the MMR this week. It's a 38 Philly. This is probably a date that I would consider to be just like, middle of the road in terms of its rarity. These are quite available in high grades, that's for sure. So if you're looking for a high-end piece, you probably won't spend more than $100 for, say, a mid-state 66 or maybe a low-end 67, something like that. But this is a 68 full bands, and it's got some really nice olive coloring on the reverse, which gives it just all sorts of eye appeal and originality and just a lot of personality to boot. This one right here sold for $4,113. Now, the quarters in this list will just absolutely blow your mind, okay? So, a 1981p. Is it deserving of the list? Well, yeah, it's another registry set coin. It's a mid-state 67 plus, and not my favorite decade to collect. Like anyone else growing up in the 80s and 90s, these coins were just like ho-hum. There's no zing or, this is like... This is just a cut of steak at a Sizzler when, you could have gone to a fancy steakhouse, and purchased that filet mignon, okay? I mean, this is just a brown piece of meat with some grill marks on it. And that's what I see 80s quarters as being. But all in all, believe it or not, this thing brought home $2,587.50. Really, the only need for this is for a registry set. Now, in terms of modern rarities for quarters, look no further than this 69. This, I've said it once and I'll say it again. I have a strong love-hate relationship with this date of quarter. I've been through so many BU rolls. I've been through so many mid-sets. I cannot seem to find a coin that is lustrous because it's virtually non-existent for this date, or one that doesn't have a ton of nicks or little planchet marks. So I'm glad to see this one here, even though this one does have like the planchet marks on the rim and then the bottom of the bust, which is all normal for this date. It has no luster. This thing is about as gray as a ghost. But it's a mint state 67 plus. Holy crap. That this is a really high-end piece and a very expensive one. This one, did sell for $5,906.25. Again, 69 Philadelphia, the key modern high-grade key of the series for clad, that is, clad Washington quarters. And then we have a 65 showcased here for you, the first date of the new millennia in this particular composition, copper nickel clad. So the coin is pretty decent. You know, it is what it is. I mean, something to keep in mind. The U.S. Mint did not produce any U.S. Mint sets in 65. You know, it was just that special mint set. So finding a nice uncirculated example that looks like this can be a little bit challenging. This one, Mint State 68, sold for $1,081.12. And we do have a couple quarters, so it's always good to talk about some of those early silvers. Okay, we have a 1950S Washington quarter. Man, look at the obverse of this thing. If you're into color and original toning, then you'll appreciate this one. It's just an overall, just original coin, very nice. Mid-State 68 through NGC. And this one brought home $4,275.82. So, the last coin on the list is a very plentiful coin when it comes to date. 1934 Philadelphia Washington quarter. This one is what they call the medium motto. So it's, you know, it's kind of like the look of the motto that you would see on every subsequent quarter from this point forward. There's also a light motto and there's a heavy motto. I believe the heavy motto is the more tougher to find out of the three. So this one right here is Mid-State 68. It's an extremely high grade for what it is. For a coin that's almost 90 years old, no less. But this one right here, very original. It's got some light spotty toning. Not so much spotty, but it's just light. It's a light yellowish green toning on the obverse. This one right here, I would say probably is more registry set worthy of a coin. I probably wouldn't invest money into this unless it was the heavy motto version. But it did sell for $9,281.25. Who would have thought? But that's going to do it for the Monday Market Report. A little bit light this week. I think that's just a normal adjustment for great collections. You know, they'll go through a period of like 3-4 weeks where they're just selling like the kitchen sink, if you want to describe it that way, where they have a lot of like higher end echelon pieces. And then they always have that 1 week. Normally it's strategic, you know, usually that one off week where there is less high end material to talk about or sell corresponds with, you know, like a big event through like Heritage Auctions or, you know, Stax Bowers or Legend, that sort of thing. So this is, I feel like, just kind of like an off week. I mean, I could have filled it up with another 5 or 6 coins, but for this week, we're just going to keep it at 15. I'm your host, Sean, with Blue Ridge Silverhound. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that good old bell for instant notifications. Coinaholics, it sure was a pleasure. We are discovering together. You guys have a wonderful rest of your Monday, and I shall see you on the next video. All right, you guys take care.